It's a beautiful day, and the fans are right here to watch the start of this 1 1/8 as, yes, Winstock behaving a bit better. He was completely washed out when he walked into the paddock, but once he got the tack on, I thought he did chill out. I'm always concerned slightly when we do have such a big crowd. Do the horses react to that? So far, everybody's quiet out there, but as they start to load, a lot of times the energy, it spills out onto the racetrack, and will we see Winstock misbehave? Now, I did think he did not have the best of trips that day when he was kind of scrambling for the lead. He shuffled back, he cut the corner, then he kind of stayed on evenly, but that was where you wanted to be, was down on the rail back on June 3rd here at Saratoga. I do find number 4, Resilience, very interesting as the potential speed in this field. He has been calm, cool, and collected leading up to the start of this, but physically, I've always thought that he is more built like a horse that is inclined to like this 2-turn configuration. He looks superb here for Bill Mott. I think he's very intriguing. However, Greg, I went with a long shot. Peros getting back to the dirt for the first time in a long time at 14-1.
Yeah, thank you, Maggie. Peros for Gustavo Rodriguez. He's facing his brother, among others, in here, Rudy Rodriguez, right next door with the 6, Legree. And Gustavo Rodriguez just announced, we know that Whitney in the older horse division later in the meet is going to be one of the best races of the year. Even more ammunition now. Phileas Fogg, who was sensational in his repeat performance, winning by 10 lengths in the Suburban, being pointed to that race as well, Mig.
And he's just a hard-knocking horse that shows up pretty much every time, and he creates his own trip because he has natural speed.
Big race for Emerging Market, the 1-2 favorite, using this spot as his prep to try and get to the DraftKings Travers against some of the top 3-year-olds in the land, including the Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes winner Golden Tempo. He's the only 3-year-old in this field tackling older company. Will he punch his ticket? We have a rider off right there. That's Winstock kicking those hind legs out. Arad Ortiz Jr. will wait and let the starting gate crew do their thing.
Yeah, look, this starting gate crew, they know how to handle a horse like Winstock. They've seen him before. We alluded to it earlier that he's not a good gate horse, so do some different things here. They might even open the front of the gate to let him walk in, but they know all the tricks to get him in the gate. And oftentimes, horses that take a little while to get in the gate like to leave that gate running.
He did this last time. Acacia noted it in her pre-race. He's getting 5 now. He kind of knows the situation, and he's going to take his time getting in the gate. He's letting all of his other runners watch him, and he's going to get a little bit more encouragement, Mig.
Yeah, I mean, and you could see, I mean, you got to be so brave and strong to be a gate guy. I mean, you want to get behind a 1,000-pound animal and try to push him in the gate, but he's in now.
No, he's hard to load last start, and he did not run well at all. His 2 prior efforts at a 1 1/8, maybe 2 of the best races of his career. We'll see if he calms down. Emerging Market outside post. That first turn comes up awfully quick. He is the odds-on favorite. Let's go upstairs on our Fox Saratoga Saturday coverage to the voice of Saratoga, Frank Miramati.
3-year-old taking on his elders. Goes up. And in. They're in the gate. And that is number 6, Legree. Let's go back to the set for a moment as Legree has run about a 16th of a mile. We'll be back momentarily.
Not what Chad Brown wanted to see with his horse waiting in the gate now as this issue happens with Legree, the 6. Jose Ortiz, Tom.
You know, when horses break out the front of the gate and have to be really like that, it really messes with them mentally. I mean, a good thoroughbred racehorse has to be talented physically, but they have to be mentally right. And very rarely will you see a horse that breaks through the front of the gate come back and win that race.
It's like the air coming out of the balloon. They're all ready to go, and then they let it out, and it's hard to regain that.
So the state vet's going to take a look at the runner, make sure everything is okay. Obviously, precaution comes first, and hopefully the big gray will be able to go back in.
There's Flavien Prat waiting patiently on Emerging Market, the odds-on favorite, as they will reload Legree. Let's go back to Frank Miramati.
Hearing it from the crowd, they're in the gate. And they're off, and Resilience bounces out very quickly. Legree has speed too. Emerging Market came away in good order. He is right behind Peros, and General Banker in the red colors is up close too. Winstock is down at the rail. He is racing third last as the field rounds that clubhouse turn. It's a very compact field Waitlist and Dreamlike is at the back. It's Resilience, the leader, 3/4 of a length. Legree is in second through an opening quarter mile in 24 4/5 seconds. Winstock is down at the rail, racing a joint third. On the outside of him comes Peros. General Banker is racing in between horses, now moving into the third spot. That group is followed by Waitlist, only 4.5 or 5 off the lead. Dreamlike inside of him. And Emerging Market is last, 7 lengths front to back through the first half mile, where Resilience took them through a 49 flat half. It's Resilience prompted by Legree, who is looming up alongside in second. Down at the rail, Winstock is in third. Now General Banker is under heavy pressure, racing and losing ground in between horses. Peros is outside of him, 49 seconds flat for the half mile, as Peros is now in third. Emerging Market is starting to pass some horses, but still work to do for him as they come to the top of the stretch. Resilience has been there throughout, 3/4 in 1:12 3. He turns for home in front of Winstock, who's chasing with determination, and Emerging Market is in third, 1 furlong left. And it's Resilience and Winstock. Winstock with a huge effort puts his head in front and starts to pull away late. Another for Arad Ortiz Jr. as Winstock is gone. Emerging Market second. Dreamlike rallied into third. Resilience was fourth.
It's Winstock, who loves this 1.125 distance more than anyone in the field. His 5th victory here in 10 tries for Brad Cox. Arad Ortiz Jr., his 3rd win on the afternoon.
No, brilliant race by Winstock. A class horse who's now over $500,000 in earnings. And for our big favorite, Emerging Market, at the start, he's in an outside post. He's getting flanked by Peros, the 7 horse, causing him to be wide, have to drop back to last. And then you look at the pace, and the pace was slow. Pace makes the race, and it's just too difficult for Emerging Market to catch up from that position way behind.
Perils of that outside post here at 1.125 this configuration make it Saratoga.
I think it was on full display there. Emerging Market never got to save any ground on either turn. He was about 4 wide into the first turn. He was 4 wide throughout the second turn. No pace on whatsoever. If anything, he didn't lose anything in defeat. He might have gained in stature because he had no right to even run second the way this race ran.
Yeah, I mean, Winstock just sat a great trip on the rail most of the way. And Arad Ortiz Jr. kind of backed off him on the backside a little bit when everybody got bunched up, because he knows, I'm going to save all the ground on the turn. I really don't need to bunch up with the rest of these horses. You can see him right there. He's kind of going to get the split, and it's good night, Irene, from here in Emerging Market. It's got to catch a horse that's pretty darn good when it's a dry racetrack.
And if you're looking at pace and you don't understand pace very well, when they went down the backside, Paul, you said it, they're very bunched up. Yeah. When horses are close together, probably 6 lengths between first and last, you can assume that's a slow pace. When they're spread out from first to last, you can assume it's a fast pace. Yeah. Today, bunched up, slow pace early.
So your takeaway, if you're Chad Brown from this race, you encouraged by what you saw?
I'd be disappointed in the race, quite frankly. I'd be disappointed in the sense, I mean, you got to put on a happy face, right? But you're 1-2. You're supposed to win.
Well, I think you'd be
pace
disappointed that you lost.
To overcome.
But I think it was actually a good prep race.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but the disappointment's going to be there.
You're going to get a better price if he runs in the Travers.
Indeed. Winds up second, slow pace, outside post, wide a lot of the way, but it's Winstock with the win. Third win on this Coaching Club American Oaks Saturday for Arad Ortiz Jr. He got a late start to this summer here, had to serve a suspension the first 5 days. He has made up for lost time since he has come back.
Excelling on a cross of New York turf and Kentucky bluegrass. A 6-time